All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about how you can take your Instagram account and turn it into an actual profitable business in 2025. I'm going to break down the entire blueprint for you, step by step. This is the question I get all the time. Is it even possible for a regular person, someone starting from scratch, to make a six-figure income from Instagram? Well, the short answer is a big, fat yes, and I've got the numbers to prove it.
Okay, look at this. 42 grand a month. That's what a fashion creator named Emma pulled in at her peak. And get this, we're going to look at her exact strategy later on, but she started from absolute zero just a couple of years back.
And it's not just her. How about $24,000 a month? That's Marcus, a fitness creator, and he hit that after just a year and a half of putting in the work.
And one more for you, 35 grand a month. That's Sophia, who's in the business niche. So look, these numbers aren't some fantasy. They're real, and they are totally achievable if you have the right plan.
The thing is, these creators aren't just lucky, they're following a system, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack. We'll talk about the massive opportunity that's out there right now, then get into the nitty-gritty of when your follower count actually starts to turn into real money. We'll cover the brand deal playbook, how to build your own digital product engine, some cool AI tools to speed everything up, and then we'll circle back to those creator blueprints we just saw.
All right, first things first. Why is this such a big deal right now? Honestly, the timing for creators has never, ever been better.
So check out the data here. The market for brand deals alone, it's shot up to over $21 billion. That's huge. But here's the really crazy part. The average amount a brand pays for a single deal is up 40% just in the last year. So it's not just that brands are spending more money in general, they're paying creators like you way more for good work.
Okay, so this brings up the big question. When does the money actually start coming in? You're probably thinking you need a massive audience, right? Well, it's a lot sooner than you'd expect.
Think of it like a ladder. At just 1,000 followers, you can start dipping your toes in with your first small brand deals and affiliate marketing. Then you hit 10,000 followers. That's a huge milestone. Suddenly you're in a new league with bigger deals, and you can start adding more ways to earn. But here's the golden rule, the most important thing to remember. A super engaged community of 10,000 is worth so much more to a brand than a sleepy, unengaged audience of 50,000. It's all about the community, not just the count.
So how do you actually price yourself? This is where a lot of creators get stuck. But what's really cool is that it's not a guessing game. There's an actual formula, kind of an industry secret, that everyone uses. And this is it, the industry standard. This formula is your best friend. It gives you a solid starting point, so you can go into any conversation with a brand and know with confidence what you're worth.
It's actually a pretty simple three-step process. First, you've got your base rate, which is tied to your follower count. Then, you add an engagement multiplier, because, like we said, high engagement is king. And finally, you have a content multiplier, because let's be real, a reel takes way more work than a simple post, right?
Let's see how this works in the real world. Say you have 25,000 followers. Your base rate is $250. Simple enough. Now, your engagement rate is a healthy 4%, so you get to double that base rate. Bam, you're at $500. But you're making a reel, which is more valuable, so you multiply that by another 1.5. And just like that, you're confidently charging $750 for one piece of content. See? No more guesswork. This is how you price like a pro.
Okay, but brand deals, they're just one piece of the puzzle. The smartest creators know you can't put all your eggs in one basket. The other huge opportunity is in selling your own stuff, digital products and services.
You've basically got two main routes you can go. You've got digital products, think ebooks, guides, templates. The beauty here is you make it once and it can sell 1,000 times while you sleep. It's infinitely scalable. Then you have services, coaching, consulting, that kind of thing. You can charge a lot more for these for sure, but the catch is you're trading your time for money. There are only so many hours in a day.
And this is why diversification is so key. The really successful creators don't just pick one, they build a whole ecosystem. They might have their main digital course, but they also offer some high-end coaching, maybe sell some merch, and have affiliate links running in the background. It creates a really stable business that isn't going to crumble if one income stream dries up.
Okay, this all sounds like a lot of work, right? Well, let's talk about the ultimate cheat code. The secret weapon for creators, right now, is AI. It's all about working smarter, not just grinding harder.
And I'm not talking about some far-off futuristic stuff. I mean practical tools you can use today. Using something like ChatGPT to brainstorm captions, Canva to make your graphics look amazing, and Zapier to automate the boring stuff? I mean, you can literally save 20+ hours every single week. Think about that. That's half a work week you get back to focus on what really matters. For what? Like $60 a month? It's a no-brainer.
All right, so we've talked about the theory. Now let's see how this all comes together in the real world with the creators we met at the beginning.
Let's start with Emma, our fashion creator hitting that $42K a month. Her big secret? She didn't try to be for everyone. She went deep into a specific niche, sustainable fashion. That made her an expert, so brands were willing to pay her premium rates. And crucially, she started selling her own digital products early on.
And this breakdown of her income tells the whole story. Yeah, brand deals are the biggest slice of the pie, but look at that. Almost a third of her income comes from her own stuff and affiliates. That's the safety net. That is what a real sustainable creator business looks like.
And you see this exact same pattern everywhere. Mark is in the fitness world. He paired his brand deals with a $97 workout program that his audience desperately wanted. Sophia in business, same deal, but with a side hustle kit. It's the same winning formula over and over. Build a community, work with brands, and sell a product that actually helps people.
Okay, so what can you do today? Here's your 5-step action plan. 1. Build. Focus on creating content that your audience actually cares about. 2. Create. Put together a professional media kit. 3. Pitch. Start reaching out to brands you actually like. 4. Develop. Make a simple first product, a guide, a template, anything that solves a problem. And 5. Track. Keep an eye on your numbers from the very beginning. The most important thing? Don't wait. Just start.
Look, the big takeaway here is that none of this is magic. It's a system. And it doesn't start when you hit 1 million followers. It starts right now with a clear strategy. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. If you knew for a fact that your first digital product could make you over $50,000, what problem would you solve for your audience? Because the answer to that question, that might just be your entire future.